Hey everybody, this is Neil here. Welcome to the next lesson in local commercial cash. In this lesson, we're going to talk about how to go about contacting, reaching out, and getting hold of these business owners. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about in this video. Using a three-step filtering system, I talked about that a little bit in the sales page as well as the PDF. We'll go over exactly what those steps are and how to implement them. Understanding that follow-up is key. We'll talk a little bit about follow-up as it's a very important part of the process. Contacting people directly through YouTube or Facebook. Most importantly, getting them to call you and setting up a consultation in order to educate them and then prepare to close the deal. Okay, so three-step system. Here it is. Nothing, crazy here, okay? We like to start with the telephone. We find that's the fastest way from point A to point B. Then if we can't reach them over the phone or, they don't get back to us, then we follow up with an email message, which I'll show you in a minute how we do that directly through YouTube. And then if we don't get a hold of them through that, we exhaust all efforts. We'll either go in, which have been known to do, or we'll send a direct mail letter, okay? At that point, if we're not able to get a hold of the prospects at all, we'll go ahead and remove them from the list. But the reason that we use this three-step filtering system is because in the lead generation portion, I showed you how we're building really highly targeted leads, or lists of leads, people that we know are interested in what we have to offer, and we've took the time to research their business and understand what we can do to help them. So we want to go through and get a hold of as many of those people as possible before we go back and start over, rinse and repeat at step one, which is generate more leads, right? Hint, the phone works the best. Now, I know a lot of people are, not fans of cold calling. Everybody hates cold calling. This really isn't cold calling, okay? Because the way we go about this is very much like warm calling. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to walk you through a little bit of how we would go about calling up this business and getting a hold of them, okay? So once we found the decision maker, which is takes some research into the company, sometimes if you can't find the decision maker, you just have to call the main line and see what you can find out as well. But what we like to do is we like to call them up and let them know something like this. Hey, my name's Neil. Yeah, hi, I was just wondering if I could speak to the person who handles your YouTube channel or online advertising. And a lot of times they say, oh, great, well, that's this person or that person. More often than not, okay, they're not always going to be there, all right? But what I found is that in the beginning, it's kind of a slow starting. You got to get the ball rolling. But as you continue to go, you want to build yourself up a follow-up calendar. So when you call, the front office and you try to get a hold of so-and-so and the gatekeeper says they're not here until this time or that time, make a note on your calendar. Make sure you get their name and the best time to call them and call them back because like I said, these are really highly targeted prospects, and just the pure fact that you've taken that extra step, you called, you got their name, you got a good time, you called back when you said you would, you're already putting yourself way ahead of the curve, okay? Now when you get the business owner on the phone or the decision maker on the phone, what you're going to want to talk about is how you found their business online or watching television, or what I like to say, this is my favorite way to go about it, okay? Yeah, actually, I was watching TV and I came across your commercial and it looked really cool. I went to check you guys out on YouTube and I noticed that you guys aren't really utilizing your YouTube channel. Were you aware of that? And then boom, okay, no, I wasn't aware of that. Well, yeah, actually, and that's when I start to lead into, well, did you know that a lot of people aren't watching TV these days, and use the statistics to back it up? And then, oh, by the way, if you're interested, we actually specialize in video advertising services, and we'd love to see what we could do to help you reach more of your market online. Okay, very simple, very non-intrusive. It's not a cold call. Like I said, it's more of a warm call. You've already looked up their business. You've already found that they fit your criteria. You know that they have a problem for which you have a solution. So now it's just at this point it's about getting through to them and then getting your message across. Okay. So that's really what I want to stress. We have the highest closing rate with phone calls, and we do it in a warm call fashion, so it's not such a cold call thing. And if we cannot get through to them, that's when we move on to the next step. Okay. So here's a really cool method that I'm going to show you that we use to contact leads through YouTube. Okay. Now, because of the way that YouTube is set up, let me jump over here online real quick. Okay, so because of the way that YouTube is set up these days, with Google owning YouTube, it's all tied to a Google account. Okay, so whoever creates the YouTube channel, that YouTube channel is directly tied to the Google account of that user, and more often than not, the Gmail, right? Um, so what you can actually do is you can actually message these business owners or channel owners, and more often than not, we found that the person who set up the channel is often either the business owner themselves or somebody who can get in touch with the business owner and make a decision, stuff like that. So, an assistant in the office, something along those lines. So what you can actually do is you can actually message these business owners directly through YouTube, okay? And the way that you're going to do this is you want to go to your inbox. Anyways, I just had to pause there for 1 second. Seems YouTube is switching things up on us, right? So anyways, you want to go to your inbox, okay? And this is just a channel that we use for testing purposes, demonstration purposes. So there's not a ton of messages in here, but just to give you an example, this is how this works, okay? And this is just what I wanted to show you. Okay, so if you notice in the package that you purchased with this course, there came a messaging script, okay? Now you can use that script as it is. It's designed, largely around this system. However, I prefer and highly recommend that you customize it to your exact business needs or exactly the message that you want to get across. Okay. But here's what I want to show you, the really important part. So once you have, and this is why when you build your spreadsheets, you need to make sure you take down the username of the channel that you're going to be contacting, okay? You don't need the whole URL, you just need this username right here, okay? And you're going to place that in the to section, and then in the subject section, you want to just put something like simple, like problem with your YouTube channel, right? Just something that gets their attention, that says, oh, what's this, and just to make it clear, when YouTube sends them the message to their Gmail, in the title, the first thing it says is YouTube service. It comes from YouTube service, and it says an important notice about your account. And then, right there next to it's going to be your subject line. So you want it to look like something that may have possibly came from YouTube, that's going to alert them to say, oh crap, what's going on with my YouTube account? I better check this, right? Okay, so then you're going to want to pop this message in here. Okay, I'm just going to throw this in here for you. And as you can read, I was watching TV and I saw your ad for XYZ, so I came to your channel to find out more. The only problem I noticed, you didn't have very much content on here. Did you realize that blah blah blah? Okay. Now, here's where the really cool part comes in, okay? You can also attach a video, okay? So under this section right here, you can easily attach a video. You can include the video that we created with this course, and then you could attach that video to say, if you'd like to check out an example of some of our work, or what we could do with video, here's an example, okay? At this stage, you really have a lot of options. What we really like to do is push them to give us a call or visit our website, where it's even further designed to draw them in, okay? But more often than not, we're really trying to get them on the phone, because we feel like once we have them on the phone, that is when we can really close the deal, much quicker. So we like to tell them to give us a call, and we could help them out with those things right away. For the purposes of this template, I gave you a couple options, and like I said, make sure you customize it to your needs, okay? You can also use a very similar system if you go to Facebook, and if you go to a Facebook page directly, you can message the owner of the Facebook page directly, and it will send a message to them as well. We found that the YouTube messaging is a lot more effective, because for one, they're not getting blasted with tons of messages on YouTube like they are on Facebook, and for two, it goes to the Gmail, okay? So this is the main second method of contact that we use to get a hold of our clients if we cannot reach them over the phone, okay? The third and final method we use is direct letter, okay? And I included a direct letter template in this package that you can use as well. Again, I really recommend that you make sure you customize it. Do not send it out, as is, or make sure that you customize every part that's in brackets or anywhere you see XYZ or anything like that, okay? This template is largely, following the same as the messaging template and the cold calling script that, we follow. Okay, you want to let them know, hey, I try to get a hold of you over the phone. I try to get a hold of you over, through your Gmail, through your YouTube, and I have not been able to have success. But I really wanted to tell you about this stuff I found out about your YouTube channel, right? So there you go. Oh, spelling error. Hey. Anyways, we use this with a FedEx package. Send it direct mail, attention to the decision maker. Okay. Like I said, this is the third and final part of the system. If we are not able to reach the business owner at this point, we just go ahead and give it up. Okay. Especially with the direct letter, though, I want to remind you, wait about a week after you send out the direct letter and follow up with a phone call. A lot of times that phone call will get through where the first one didn't. If you call and let them know, hey, I sent a letter, I just want to make sure you get it, right? No matter what, you just want to get yourself on the phone with that person so that you can pique their interest, and most importantly, you're going to want to set up a education consultation. The easiest way that we like to say it is this: if you like, we would love to come down and sit down with you and explain a little bit more about what we do and how we could help you out with your YouTube channel and so forth. Is that something you're interested in? 99% of the time they're going to say, yeah, sure, talk to my assistant, or I'm available on this day, etc., etc., etc. So bottom line, no matter what, throughout each one of these methods, you want to make sure that you are guiding them and leading them to that almighty education appointment where we will break out the PowerPoint presentation and we will really dive in and explain to them why this is so good for their business, why this is a problem, and why they're going to be left behind if they don't jump on it now, right? So that's the main point of what we're trying to accomplish here. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a really cool method that's worked really well for us. And make sure you use all three parts. If you just use one or two and it doesn't work out for you, don't come crying to us because you didn't follow the whole system. Make sure you use each part of the system because that's how it's designed to get the best results. Okay? Alright guys, that's it for me on this video. I will see you on the next one and we'll wrap this baby up.